The Los Angeles Dodgers celebrated their 2024 World Series title with an official White House visit on Monday, a ceremony that brought together the team's biggest names and, notably, President Donald Trump. Despite past hesitations in the organization regarding White House visits, echoing earlier remarks from manager Dave Roberts and former teammate Mookie Betts, the Dodgers made the trip a priority, ensuring that the championship season would be commemorated in the national spotlight. In his opening remarks, President Trump praised the Dodgers, specifically lauding manager Dave Roberts as one of the greatest managers ever to wear the Dodger blue. Trump also expressed his hope that the team would earn another championship invitation to the White House next season. Following these remarks, Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw, who missed the playoff run due to injury, took center stage. In a brief but poignant speech, Kershaw admitted he was in awe of watching the team surge to the title last season. He then presented Trump with a number 47 Dodgers jersey, a gesture introduced as a gift from the team. Kershaw and Trump posed for pictures while holding up the jersey, marking a memorable moment in the celebration. After the public ceremony, the festivities continued behind the scenes. President Trump met with 2024 NL MVP Shohei Ohtani in the Oval Office, adding another high-profile moment to the day. Meanwhile, both Mookie Betts and Dave Roberts, who had at times voiced reservations in the past about White House visits during Trump's tenure, made the trip. Betts, in particular, emphasized that he did not want his absence to become a storyline, vowing to be present for the 2025 visit. For the Dodgers, this event is a moment to reflect on an already storied achievement as they look ahead to future challenges. With their 2024 championship now officially behind them, the team is setting its sights on another run at the title in October. The early part of the current season has been promising, with Los Angeles boasting a 9-2 record through its first 11 games, offering a glimpse of continued success built on the legacy of their recent triumph. In sum, the Dodgers' White House visit not only celebrated the hard-fought championship that defined the 2024 season, but also signaled the organization's commitment to honoring their achievements, despite previous criticisms and hesitations about aligning with the political spotlight. The presentation of the number 47 jersey by Clayton Kershaw to President Trump will undoubtedly be remembered as a standout moment of the celebration, emblematic of the team's unique blend of on-field excellence and off-field narrative. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred has thrown his full support behind Torpedo Bats, calling them absolutely good for baseball. In a statement reported by the New York Times on Sunday, Manfred defended the innovative bat design after the New York Yankees stunned fans by unleashing what seemed like a home run explosion during their opening series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Manfred explained that torpedo bats, which have quickly become a hot topic after drawing widespread attention for their ability to reposition the bat's sweet spot, are fully compliant with the rule book. Torpedo bats are absolutely good for baseball. I believe that issues like the torpedo bat and the debate around it demonstrate the fact that baseball still occupies a unique place in our culture, because people get into a complete frenzy over something that's really nothing at the end of the day, Manfred said. He added that players have been experimenting with the placement of their bat's sweet spot for years, and that the ongoing discussion reveals that there's more to the game than just television ratings or revenue. Manfred's remarks come on the heels of other modernizing steps he has overseen during his tenure, such as the introduction of a pitch clock and a ghost runner in extra innings, with further innovations like automated strike zone technology possibly on the horizon. While some fans express concerns that torpedo bats might be overhyped, Manfred believes that the varying results seen across the league, from both early adopters and hesitant users alike, demonstrate that the impact of a bat ultimately depends on the player wielding it. For instance, while the Yankees boast one of the league's most potent offenses, even as pitchers like Zach Gallen and Andrew Heaney have dampened torpedo bats' effects early on, other players like Anthony Volpe appear to be making the most of the new design, suggesting that the ultimate value of torpedo bats will likely depend on individual adjustment and usage. By endorsing torpedo bats, Manfred is reinforcing his longtime willingness to experiment and push the boundaries of how baseball is played. In doing so, he also reaffirms that innovation, as long as it adheres to the rules, can energize the game and add to its enduring allure. The Los Angeles Dodgers celebrated their 2024 World Series title in style at the White House on Monday morning, receiving a champion's welcome in the East Room. Against a backdrop of classic portraits of George Washington and Theodore Roosevelt, along with grand golden chandeliers, the Dodgers, players, coaches, executives, and ownership gathered on stage for a memorable celebration. In a move that underscored the team's historic success, President Trump entered the room to personally congratulate the team on what he described as a legendary season. Trump remarked, "That is a very good-looking group of people. Over the course of this amazing season, the members of this team gave us some of the most incredible performances ever seen on the baseball diamond." For many, the visit was an opportunity to uphold a long-standing tradition, despite the polarized opinions surrounding the former president, especially here in Los Angeles, where voter sentiment has sharply diverged. Dodgers chairman Mark Walter was quick to emphasize the value of the White House visit, stating, "We're very pleased to participate in the tradition of bringing champions to the White House." Players themselves embraced the occasion as a chance to relive the glory of their championship run. Longtime player Clayton Kershaw reflected on the honor of rejoining this tradition, noting, "The White House is an incredible honor to get to see, regardless of who's in office. Getting to go to the White House, getting to see the Oval Office, that's something you can't lose sight of." Kershaw, who filled in at the podium in the absence of injured first baseman Freddie Freeman, spoke on behalf of the team about the inspiration the 2024 championship run instilled in everyone, from the relentless effort on the field to the camaraderie in the locker room. The celebration culminated with a guided tour of the Oval Office led by President Trump, who even playfully hinted at the possibility of another championship by saying, "After seeing how successful you've begun this season, I can tell you that you can plan on being back here. I hope you're going to be back here next year." For the Dodgers, whose season now stands at an impressive 9-2, the White House visit was more than just a ceremonial event. It was a moment of pride and unity, a reminder that championships are built on teamwork, resilience, and the unwavering spirit of a great organization. The Toronto Blue Jays deserve major credit for locking in their franchise cornerstone with a 14-year, $500 million contract extension for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., a must-win deal that injects new life into the organization for the next decade. After seasons marked by disappointment and missed opportunities, having failed to secure marquee free agents like Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto, the Jays made a decisive statement by committing to Guerrero with a contract that has no deferrals. Valued as the second largest extension in MLB history by present-day value, trailing only Soto's $765 million deal with the Mets, the agreement effectively ties Guerrero to Toronto through 2039, potentially keeping him in a Blue Jays uniform for the remainder of his career. The blueprint for this extension was anything but straightforward. Guerrero, 26, had long been a critical part of the Blue Jays' identity, having been signed as a raw international talent from the Dominican Republic at the age of 16. Born in Canada while his Hall of Fame father, Vladimir Guerrero Sr., played for the Montreal Expos, Guerrero Jr. has always been intricately linked to the organization. Yet, despite his on-field brilliance, highlighted by a .323 average with 30 homers and 103 RBI last season, the team had struggled in recent years, with playoff disappointments and a failure to land big-name free agents casting long shadows over the franchise. As the free agency window loomed, Guerrero's openness during spring training and his self-imposed extension deadline put pressure on Blue Jays president Mark Shapiro and general manager Ross Atkins to act quickly. They were determined not to let their top talent slip away. The timely extension not only squelched potential free agency chaos, but also re-energized the organization's window of contention. With Guerrero now locked in for the long haul, the Jays can focus on building around him, especially as they look ahead to upcoming financial flexibility. In addition to Guerrero's deal, the team made other strategic moves in the offseason by signing outfielder Anthony Santander to a 5-year, $92.5 million deal and re-signing backstop Alejandro Kirk to a 5-year, $58 million extension. With a current payroll ranking among the top 5 in baseball at $243.3 million, the Blue Jays are well positioned to remain competitive. Although significant contracts for players like Bo Bichette, George Springer, Chris Bassett, Max Scherzer, and Kevin Gausman are approaching expiration, Guerrero's extension provides a long-term centerpiece around which the organization can rebuild, especially when paired with the youthful talent already on the roster. Beyond its implications for Toronto, Guerrero's new deal sets a market benchmark, particularly as he was once considered the top free agent prospect for the coming winter. That title now shifts to contenders like Cubs right fielder Kyle Tucker, signaling that the contract values for elite young players without deferred money are entering a new era, one that might also have repercussions in the upcoming collective bargaining agreement discussions. In summary, with this bold extension, the Blue Jays have not only secured one of the most exciting players in baseball, but have also demonstrated a commitment to winning that defies past missteps. Their willingness to invest heavily in homegrown talent, despite previous setbacks in attracting big free agents, has redefined their competitive window. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is now set to be the long-term face of the organization, and by doing so, the Blue Jays have fundamentally strengthened their position for years to come. The Detroit Tigers have confirmed the resignation of Assistant General Manager Sam Menzin, following an internal investigation that revealed he allegedly sent unsolicited lewd photos of his genitalia to multiple women on the organization's staff via Snapchat. According to a report by The Athletic, 2 female employees who worked directly for the Tigers stated that they received such images dating back to 2017, while another woman working in baseball, though not for the Tigers, reported receiving similar content around 2018-19. The Tigers said in a statement that once they became aware of the allegations regarding Menzin's behavior, the club promptly initiated an investigation into the matter. The statement read, in part, that this type of behavior is contrary to our standards and has absolutely no place within our organization. We have a positive and safe culture for our colleagues and will continue to emphasize respect, inclusion, and professionalism. The investigation was underway with plans to fire Menzin. However, he resigned before any formal termination action could be taken. Menzin, 34, had been with the Tigers for 13 years. He initially joined the organization in 2012 as a baseball operations intern under former general manager Dave Dombrowski, was promoted to director of baseball operations and pro scouting in 2015, and eventually rose to the position of assistant general manager in 2021. In a text message to The Athletic on Friday, Menzin indicated that he was seeking a career change and moving to New York to address family issues, although he did not elaborate further when subsequently asked for comment. One of the women who worked for the Tigers, speaking anonymously to The Athletic, noted that reporting the behavior had felt daunting. She commented, "It's like no one says anything, because who is going to believe them when they say Sam Menzin did this? It's not like a bat boy or security guard. It always felt like saying something wasn't an option." This sentiment underscores the broader challenges within many organizations in addressing and acting upon allegations of improper workplace behavior, especially when the individual involved holds a prominent position. The Tigers' swift response and Menzin's resignation mark a significant moment for the organization as they reinforce a commitment to maintaining a professional and respectful workplace culture. Umpire C.B. Bucknor had fans in disbelief on Sunday, as his performance behind the plate in a Rockies 12-5 win over the Athletics proved to be another low point in his already questionable career. Despite MLB's experiment with an automated strike zone (ABS) system during spring training, which the league made clear won't be in place for the 2025 regular season, Bucknor's errors on the field left many frustrated. Fans joked that he lucked out with ABS during spring training because had it been used Sunday at Coors Field, his mistakes would have been on full display. Bucknor, who isn't as widely known as umpires like Angel Hernandez, has long been criticized as one of the worst behind the plate. Last season, only one umpire performed worse than him, and it seems that trend is continuing in 2025. During the game, Bucknor missed a total of 15 ball strike calls, and most notably, he incorrectly called 4 strikeouts, calls that many viewers said were so off base they couldn't even be considered close to reality. The controversy sparked a flood of social media reactions, with fans expressing their disbelief at how such fundamental calls could be so consistently poor. In today's game, where teams are accustomed to a high level of precision and the potential for challenge plays is real, Bucknor's performance is more than just a bad day. It's a reminder of how the absence of advanced technology like ABS puts the onus on umpires to deliver, and unfortunately, he isn't delivering. For many, this isn't just an isolated incident. Bucknor's track record over the past few seasons has consistently placed him among the worst, and his recent outing only adds fuel to the fire. Critics argue that if the ABS system had been in place, the numerous questionable calls would have been reviewed, challenged, and potentially overturned. Instead, fans and analysts alike are stuck with the outcome, a game where key strikeout calls were missed, contributing to the final score and leaving the integrity of the call game in question. In a league that prides itself on fairness and accuracy, moments like these are unacceptable. The consensus among MLB fans is clear. Performances like Bucknor's need to be addressed either through improved training or by rethinking how critical calls are managed in the absence of technology. For now, Bucknor's error-laden day stands as another example of the ongoing challenges in officiating that the league must confront. In a game played under snowy conditions at Detroit's Comerica Park, the New York Yankees' potent offense was stymied by a masterful outing from Tigers starter Casey Mize, contributing to a 6-2 defeat that left the Yankees searching for answers. Despite having led MLB in runs and home runs coming into the matchup, New York's bats produced only 2 runs overall, with its lower half of the lineup virtually silenced in a cold, uncharacteristic night. Mize, once the number 1 overall pick in the 2018 MLB draft, and already showing signs of elite form this season, delivered a commanding performance over 6 innings. He allowed just 1 earned run, yielding 4 hits and 3 walks, while striking out 6 batters, proving why Detroit had high hopes for him heading into the season. Mize's performance followed an impressive outing against the Seattle Mariners, in which he threw 5 scoreless innings and allowed only 1 hit, further solidifying his status as a rising ace. The Yankees, however, struggled to generate consistent offense. Star slugger Aaron Judge went 1 for 3 with an RBI, while Paul Goldschmidt contributed 2 for 4 at the plate. The real issue was evident in the production of those batting positions ranked number 5 through number 9, who combined for merely 2 for 20. Notably, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Anthony Volpe, and Oswaldo Cabrera each recorded 0 for 4. Even Yankees starter Carlos Rodon, who pitched 6 solid innings by many measures, allowing 6 runs, 5 earned on 4 hits, 3 walks, and striking out 6, was held back by a costly mistake. Manager Aaron Boone highlighted a changeup thrown to Andy Ibanez in the 3rd inning that led to a 3-run homer, a call Boone attributed in part to an off-pace strike zone by home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman. Ibanez drove in 3 runs for the Tigers, while Justin Henry Malloy added 2 more RBI on a sequence that punished the Yankees. Detroit's offense also exploited the bottoms of Yankees at-bats. The top 2 hitters in the Tigers' order capitalized by drawing walks, with Jake Rogers and Ryan Kreidler each contributing by forcing situations that allowed them to score. The contrast couldn't have been starker. While Mize allowed only 1 run in his 2 starts this season and maintained an impressive performance, the Yankees' offense, which had once been the envy of the league, managed only sporadic bursts of production. Following the game, Yankees manager Aaron Boone commended Rodon's overall effort apart from the changeup mistake, saying, "Look, he doesn't get a call in that inning and then makes the one mistake that turns into a 3-run homer. Outside of that, I thought he was excellent." Looking ahead, the Yankees face another cold matinee on Tuesday, where they are set to pitch against American League Cy Young Award winner Tarik Skubal, 0-2, 5.91 ERA, with their counter being Carlos Carrasco, 1.07.36 ERA. With Detroit 6-4 riding a 4-game winning streak and the Yankees 6-4 now on a 2-game losing skid after conceding 6 runs in each of their last 2 outings, the matchup in Detroit is expected to offer another stern test for New York's lineup. In summary, while Tigers pitcher Casey Mize showcased why he was highly touted as an elite prospect, the Yankees will need to regroup offensively if they hope to contend in a season where every run counts. The New York Yankees could well be keeping a close eye on a marquee free agent from the 2026 class, and one name that's already generating plenty of buzz is superstar outfielder Kyle Tucker. While major league teams are busy locking down extensions, headline deals like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. His recent 14-year, $500 million extension with the Toronto Blue Jays dominating the news, the Yankees appear ready to fill the void created by losing key players like Juan Soto. Tucker, who was traded to the Chicago Cubs this offseason after a successful stint with the Houston Astros, has quickly emerged as one of the most promising free agent talents available. Already off to an impressive start with the Cubs, Tucker leads the National League in hits with 15, boasts 5 home runs, and registers an OPS of 1.202. Such numbers underscore his exceptional hitting prowess and hint at why he is expected to be one of the most highly sought-after free agents on the market. For the Yankees, acquiring Tucker would bring a much-needed infusion of superstar power to the outfield, a combination that could help pair off with Aaron Judge's prodigious bat. Last season, the tandem of Soto and Judge was instrumental in propelling the Yankees deep into the playoffs. With Soto now gone, the team is eager to identify another elite hitter who can complement Judge's firepower. Tucker, as a left-handed bat and a dynamic outfielder, would not only provide a significant offensive boost, but also help address the void left by injured Giancarlo Stanton. The Cubs, however, might not be in a position to offer Tucker a long-term, lucrative extension given their current rebuild and financial priorities. That creates a real opportunity for the Yankees to become one of the frontrunners in Tucker's free agency sweepstakes. Of course, should the Yankees move in, it would likely come with a hefty price tag, an acknowledgement that they're prepared to invest big money to secure another superstar who can anchor their lineup for years to come. Ultimately, Tucker's performance this season will be critical in shaping his free agency market value. If he continues to produce at the level he's showing now, leading the league with remarkable offensive numbers, the Yankees will have strong justification to pursue him aggressively in 2026. In short, with the departure of high-profile players and the constant need to evolve their roster, the Yankees' pursuit of Kyle Tucker could represent a strategic move to recapture the potent 1-2 punch that once elevated their postseason runs. Boston Red Sox outfielder Jarren Duran has opened up about a dark period in his life, revealing in the Netflix docuseries The Clubhouse, A Year with the Red Sox, that he attempted to take his own life amid severe mental health struggles during the 2021 and 2022 seasons. In the emotionally raw 4th episode titled Still Alive, Duran disclosed that, overwhelmed by poor performance and relentless criticism, he had batted a combined .218 with a .612 OPS and only 5 home runs in the first 91 games of his MLB career. He reached a breaking point. I would think every day, I can't f***ing do this, he recalled via the Boston Globe, expressing the deep self-loathing that haunted him. Duran revealed that during that low period, he was alone in his room with his rifle and a bullet, and he pulled the trigger only for the gun to click, an incident he interprets as a sign that he wasn't meant to take his own life. I took it as a sign of, I might have to be here for a reason, he said, a sentiment that marked a turning point in his journey toward recovery. After a demotion and a tumultuous period of isolation, Duran's struggles began to ease as he focused on rebuilding both his game and his mental health. His breakthrough came in the 2023 season when he dramatically improved his performance, batting .285 with an .834 OPS, 21 home runs, 75 RBIs, and 34 stolen bases, earning him an All-Star nod, the All-Star Game MVP, and a spot among the league's top offensive threats. Red Sox president and CEO Sam Kennedy praised Duran's courageous decision to share his story, stating that it is an act of immense bravery that helps shine a light on mental health issues. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred also commended Duran, emphasizing that his openness not only raises awareness but also shows that even elite athletes face personal battles. Duran's journey, marked by his willingness to confront and share his vulnerabilities, serves as a powerful reminder that asking for help is essential and that recovery is possible even in the darkest moments. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has officially closed the door on any Mets pursuit by signing a monumental 14-year, $500 million contract extension with the Toronto Blue Jays, ensuring that the four-time All-Star first baseman will likely remain in Toronto for the remainder of his career. Despite earlier reports that suggested a spring training deadline might force a quick decision, Guerrero and the Blue Jays continued negotiations well into this week until both sides reached terms. Notably, the contract contains no deferrals, which gives Guerrero one of the largest present value guarantees in Major League history, second only to Juan Soto's historic deal with the Mets. For Mets fans, this news is a bitter pill to swallow. New York had shown interest in pursuing Guerrero over the winter if he reached free agency, and if their current options, including Pete Alonso, whom the Mets ended up signing on a 2-year deal with an opt-out after the 2025 season, didn't pan out. However, with this extension now in place, any speculation about acquiring Guerrero for a turnaround project in the Big Apple is officially over. While Guerrero's start this season has been slightly slow on the power front, the Blue Jays star is coming off one of the best years of his career. Last season, he homered 30 times and drove in 103 runs, solidifying his place as a key part of Toronto's feared lineup. The Mets' pitching staff did manage to limit him to just 4 hits and 1 RBI during their latest encounter, but that performance wasn't enough to sway his loyalty or alter the path of his career. This extension signals not only the Blue Jays' confidence in Guerrero's abilities, but also a clear message about the organization's long-term vision. With his stellar resume, the absence of contract deferrals, and a record of consistent high-level performance, Guerrero is poised to be one of the marquee names in the league for years to come. For the Mets, whose interests were high but ultimately thwarted, this deal marks the end of an era of potential acquisition. The focus for New York now shifts to alternatives and building around their current lineup, while Toronto secures one of baseball's brightest talents in one of the most lucrative deals of the modern era.